Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, your number one source for income-oriented investing. And today I'm going to do a review of PDIV. I've been getting a lot of requests for this one. So we're going to check out from Purpose, the Purpose Enhanced Dividend Fund. So the stock symbol is PDIV. This is listed on the Canadian stock market. So if we look at the purpose of this fund, it's obviously an option strategy, but it looks like it's focusing more on put writing for higher yield. Let's see here. Just a typical covered call ETF language. Disciplined fundamental process selects the most attractive and sustainable dividend stocks. So focus on dividend stocks. Emphasizes Canadian stocks with complementary U.S. exposure in sectors where domestic markets lack depth. That would be technology and healthcare. Cash covered put writing strategy. Focus on large cap non-dividend stocks that tend to dominate broader equity performance and of course tax efficient income. So this is actually managed by a third party, although it is a Purpose ETF by Neuberger Berman Canada, which I believe is kind of like a CI or something like an asset manager. So let's do a little digging, because I think the reason why it got so much attention is the big yield, and this is not leveraged. So 12.36% yield, that's really high for a non-leveraged product. Management fee is 65 basis points, pretty standard for a covered call ETF, same as like a ZWC, as an HDIV, etc., etc. Smaller fund, less than 100 million. So let's take obviously a quick look at what's inside this portfolio. That's the most important thing. So you see here, they're doing covered calls and they're doing puts. So that's the first thing I noticed here. A big chunk in the US, they say primarily Canadian, but it's almost 50-50 here. And then you have the sector breakdown here. So a lot of financials and a lot of energy, but there's a lot of tech. There's a little bit of healthcare, which is more on the US market. So the first thing that stands out to me as this one being kind of different is that it's like a 50-50 Canada US. So that's, I guess it's a positive for sure. So you have all the holdings here. The holdings should not be a surprise. There's a lot of stocks you'll recognize, and if you go to view all, you could actually see all the calls and put options that they're doing. You'll see them here, right? This is a call option, call option, call option, call option, and you'll see some calls. Where's the puts? I don't really see any here. It looks like it's all calls. Okay, here's a couple of puts here. So it looks like they're doing a mishmash of call options and put options, which I guess is very interesting and another unique thing about this. If we look at the distribution, so this fund has actually been around for a long time. The returns are not bad. Over the last 10 years, 7% on average per year, 8 since inception. Not too shabby, 6 in the last 5. But what surprised me was the big distribution increase. So it started really high at 12.5 cents, and then went to 14, 15.5. This is 2016. Then it dropped significantly to 5 cents. That's a huge drop. Not sure why. Wait a minute. It used to be quarterly. Sorry, that's why. It was a quarterly dividend, and then they changed it to monthly. So it actually had, I apologize, a very consistent monthly dividend. Starting in 2018, they went to monthly dividends. They raised a little bit here in third quarter of 2018 to 5.22, stayed at 5.22 for quite a while throughout the crash of 2020 of COVID, but it did a big jump in the end of 2022, or the first month of 2023, from 5.22 cents a month to 6.9, which is pretty big. But then just a few months later, look at this big jump. And this is the current monthly dividend. It went to almost 10 cents, 9.5 cents. So really nice big dividend yield. That's for sure. So that's the distribution history. So should you consider this fund? And what could we compare it to? Well, the first thing that right away came to my mind was HDIV. We could compare it to HDIV because HDIV is kind of like 50-50 US and Canada. Yes, there's no put writing here, but in terms of exposure, it's very similar. In terms of yield, it's almost the same, but HDIV is leveraged. It's been out for a while. If we look at the total returns, though, there's no comparison. HDIV is really beating it by far here. Let me just refresh this. For some reason, this is what happens when you use these stupid free tools. So while that's going, we could also, another one I want to compare it to is ZPW, which is the BMO put right ETF. So I know PDIV does calls and puts, but I guess this is one we could compare it to. Let's just go back to see HDIV versus PDIV if it works. So yeah, it works now. You can see that there's no comparison. HDIV is just blowing it out of the water here. You do see it got really, really close during a big volatility, which I'm assuming is a 2022. So obviously that's what leverage does. You'll have a lot more, you're going to go down a lot more. So at one point they were pretty close, but during a bull market, which is mostly what's been happening in the last 6 months, a year, I guess, you'll see that the difference is big. So HDIV is really beating it. What about compared to ZPW? ZPW is only focuses on US stocks and they only do puts, but I figure we do a comparison. Hopefully it's going to work and it's not going to give me any problems here. So yeah, I guess I got to refresh all of these. So let me just refresh all of these and we'll come back to it. So how is it faring against ZPW? It's doing better. It is doing better than ZPW, which is not a leveraged ETF. Another one that comes to mind is ZPay. So ZPay actually does calls and puts, focuses only on the US market, however. And ZPay is actually beating PDIV. It is beating it. At one point they were close. It's beating it. But the yield is very different, right? It's 6% yield versus PDIV's 12%. With ZPW, it's a bit higher at about 9.5%. So if you want to do another comparison to ZWC, which is just the BMO Canadian Dividend Covered Call ETF, PDIV is beating ZWC. That doesn't surprise me because it has a lot of US exposure and US always beats Canada over time. Of course, now I'm having some sort of problem here, but you can check it out for yourself. There you go. Well, let's just do ZWC versus PDIV so you could check. I don't think it's a massive difference. Sorry about that, guys. Bear with me here. So yeah, there it is. So yeah, PDIV is beating it, not by much though. It's pretty close. So that's basically my review for PDIV. What stands out to me is that it's very unique, that it does calls and puts. It has a really nice high yield without any leverage, and that it has both Canada and US. I don't know how if they're going to be able to sustain this distribution, however, without the leverage. We'll have to wait and see. But my opinion, I think this product is okay, just nothing special. And I think there's better alternatives out there. My number one alternative choice would be HDIV. This is simply what leverage does. So better performance, approximately the same yield. You could choose HDIV instead. But hey, if this ETF makes sense to you, for some reason you want that high yield, but you want higher yield than what, for example, the BMO products offer, you could go with this one. You'll get 12% yield and it's relatively stable as well. If we look at the stock chart, it's relatively stable, which makes sense because it is an options product. So you see it started in 2013 at $10. Now it's at $9.24. And of course, if the market crashes, like here's the COVID crash, it's going to go down. But it only went from $10.71 to $8. Not so bad. And remember, you're getting that consistent income, which has increased a lot in the last months, right? The dividend. So all in all, yeah, it's an okay product, guys. But for me, nothing special. There's alternatives out there. So hopefully this review was informative for you. If you have any questions, let me know and see you next time. Hey, don't go yet. A few reminders before you leave. Did you know that I launched a YouTube loyalty membership program where for only $3 a month, you could become a PII Inner Circle member, where you will gain access to exclusive content, exclusive videos and live streams, as well as other perks and benefits, including a really cool weekly opportunity report. That's right. If you're interested, just click on the little join button next to the subscribe button to see what it's all about. Also, make sure to follow me on Blossom and download Blossom. It's a social investing app, which is really cool. You could share your portfolio, follow other people's portfolios, including my own. My username is Adrian_PII. So download it with the referral link below. Not only is it free, but you could actually earn cash by taking these really small, quick 1-minute courses. Really awesome. It's a no-brainer. Also, make sure to visit our website, PASSIVeincomeinvesting.ca. That's where you could book a one-on-one private coaching session with yours truly, with myself, where you could ask me all the questions you want All the information and booking information is on the website. Make sure to check out that video on the homepage there to see how to book a one-on-one properly. Also on my website, you could purchase my digital product, which I'm very proud of, the ultimate DIY investing package. This is a reference tool or a companion tool that will help you build your own portfolio. So it has lists of funds, it has sample portfolios, and it covers both the Canadian and US stock markets. And the good news is you'll only ever have to buy it once because it comes with free lifetime updates. And my plan is really to update the version every single year. So make sure to pick it up. Also, I have Questrade and PASSIV referral links below. So Questrade is the broker that I personally use, and PASSIV is the broker companion tool or companion or assistant that I use. Really cool program, really cool software. So I have referral links for both of those. Questrade, $50 of free trades. And PASSIV, I have half off for the elite membership. If you're interested in the elite membership, and even if you want to start out with the free membership and upgrade to the elite afterwards, use my referral code so you could still get that 50% off. And don't forget that the elite membership of PASSIV is 100% free if you use Questrade. For social media, we have a very successful and big Facebook group, private Facebook group with over 14,000 members where we all try to help each other out. So make sure to join that group. Information is below. We also have Instagram where you could follow us or more personal stuff when it comes to our life here in Panama. And there's LinkedIn as well. So as usual, everyone, how do I leave you? Continue to stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay passive. See you next time.